The boys are back in town. The boys are back in town.
San Diego Chargers are fortunate to have Lance Allworth.
On blue, ready?
Don Coryell.
Hello, history books. Touchdown, San Diego. Woo!
What is up, everyone? Welcome into the newest episode of Nuts and Bolts. I'm NFLMike here with Tony Tucker. Tony Chargers Talker. Tony Tucker for the newest episode of Nuts and Bolts.
His name is Tony the Tucker. Why don't you get it together, Mikey? Yes. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. So many great people have been commenting and subscribing. We really appreciate it here on Nuts and Bolts. We always we hope that we continue to get great contributions in the comments. Today, we're going to be talking a little OTAs. Anything you want to talk about with us, put it in the chat. And then we're going to have some fun with some Charger trivia, enjoying that. Mike, everything's good. Do we need any small talk, or you want to jump right in this mess?
Everything's good. Only thing is I haven't decided for sure, be going to see Zion Johnson in Pasadena tomorrow. So if you're a Chargers fan and you live in the Southern California area, he's having a signing in Pasadena. You can hit me up, but it's all over Chargers Twitter and Instagram and all that kind of stuff. So I'm sure you could find it if you just searched it up on Google. But yeah, Zion Johnson signing, gonna get to meet him. What should I ask him, Tony? I was gonna ask him who's the biggest. I'm just kidding. Let's say who's the biggest B word on the Raiders O-line, but our D-line. But we all know that's obviously Crosby. But what should I ask him when I see him? What should I say?
He seems too smart to go for that sort of bait, right? Like, he's not going to start talking trash when he hasn't even played yet. I would bring an old broken cell phone and be like, "Hey, I'm looking for tech support. Can you fix this Can you rebuild this? Like, I heard you had." I would do more of a joke to his technology side. I don't really know. I mean, 32 reps. I'm challenging him to a push-off contest. Like, let's go right here. First one to drop. I win. I get a signed jersey. You win. I will give you like a free month of like personal assistance. I'll pick up your dry cleaning. Like, I'll go get you the late night Chipotle or whatever. I think that's a fair trade.
Maybe I'll challenge him to arm wrestling.
Yeah. I got my money.
Like right here, Zion. I know you didn't get a warm up. Let's go. Come on. See how strong you really are.
I bet it's like when you arm wrestle a kid and you got to put your elbow way back here because their arm doesn't reach as high as yours.
That's why I'm going to be like the little kid one.
I got some serious tendonitis. That would not be good for me. He would snap my arm off.
Breaks it in half.
In my day, I could arm wrestle quite well. That was 20 years ago. LAOG in the building. I was listening to him talk earlier today. Not feeling good about the Darvin Ham hire if you're there. Not that he's not a good coach, just not. There's no good solution for the current Lakers team, but this is Chargers football. Let's stay focused.
Let's stay focused.
Just dropping that 23 jersey. All right, let's get into some OTA talk. One of the first things that I had up there, and it was on there, was a Joey Bosa. Like, this is so crazy and wonderful that everything is. Joey Bosa is showing up for OTAs. Like, he wants to be in that environment. How happy were you when you saw this?
I'm super pumped, and I'm pretty sure everyone has shown up for OTAs at this point. A couple guys missed the first couple of days, had their own reasons. I'm sure it is voluntary. Everyone's out there, but especially guys like Bosa, who does not typically attend voluntary workouts like this. Usually he's off doing his own thing. Hey, I'm not going to complain because every year he comes back looking more and more like a video game character. His workouts that he does in the offseason definitely work. This guy is huge and jacked. And every time I see a picture of him, like, he somehow got bigger. But yeah, pretty pumped to see that because that just shows there's a different mentality, I think, on this team heading into this season. They do have championship or bust on the mind, and everyone is showing that they're willing to come to voluntary OTAs and start building that chemistry. There's going to be a lot of change to the defense. Bosa realizes that. Everyone else in the defense realizes that. It's really good to see Derwin and Bosa there. Two guys are going to have to lead this group. for the entire season. A much different group from last year.
Yeah, it's I love it. I feel like the picture of him and Mac sitting next to each other should come with a sound effect. It should be like, oh, that like heavenly photo, that glow or whatever. Mm-hmm. It's going to be magical to see those two going back and forth.
Also,
and just crushing quarterbacks.
He's growing out the hair again, Tony.
Yes.
We're all going to have long hair. I'm going to have long hair. Herbert's going to have long hair. And Bosa's going to have long hair.
Just going to say this, Aaron Rodgers won an MVP with a top knot. So if that's the plan, we might be looking at Defensive Player of the Year growing out a little man bun.
His hair doesn't really look that great, though. He kind of looks like a scary movie character or something.
Who, Bosa?
No, Aaron Rodgers. Like, Herbert's hair is beautiful. He looks like Thor.
Yeah, you get into the conditioning process there. But I think hanging out with Bonnaroo or wherever he's going in his Birkenstocks all off season, maybe he's not using the same conditioner there. Seeing Mac next to Bosa on the field brings a tear to my eye. Yes, if I had Kleenex, I would share, because I felt the same way. I was like, this is beautiful. This is just, it's like destruction. It's like you're about to see a wrecking ball just go through the NFL.
I was about to say, there's some fans and some other fan bases that also get tears when they see Mac and Bosa next to each other on the field, and it's not for the same reason that we're bringing tears. They're scared. Chargers have the best hair in the league. Yeah, I think so. Bosa growing his hair out to have long, beautiful blonde hair. Herbert's long, beautiful blonde hair. Keenan Allen's long, beautiful black face hair. I mean, hair all over the place. The Chargers OTAs.
Yeah, and my afro's coming back. By season time, we'll be in a good, nice afro spot there. All right, we're going to the next one. I'm gonna skip ahead to one here. It's was listening to the Bryce Callahan interview, and this is what I love about the Chargers is that he's like, oh yeah, I played college football with Covington. He called me to reach out and said, hey man, they really take care of their players here, right? He's like, get here, meet everybody, get in the zone. It's like, that's exactly what you want to hear from an organization, is that like people that are already there in the building. And this is Covington. It's not even like, he's not even a premier player. Like there's talk about whether or not he'll be the 5th or 6th D lineman on the team, and he's saying, oh, they take care of their players. You're going to love that you signed here. This is great.
Yeah, and right before we came on live, actually, I was on my phone scrolling through some Chargers content, and there was an interview of Keenan Allen after practice. I believe it was today or yesterday, and Keenan Allen was already ranting and raving about how he can feel a culture shift. They've been at it a week. I mean, how is that feeling going to feel in a couple months when the season's about to start? They're probably going to be feeling very good about themselves, especially if things are trending that direction. That's 2 players now that have said similar things.
Phone. I feel like this is a family member or something. All this love that's being thrown around here. Phone. We appreciate you. Phone. I would like to hear some reasoning behind phone. So good, you got to say it twice. Jerry Hillary showed up, which was nice to see at OTAs. Looked a little heavy, but hey, so do I. So there's room. We can get in there. We can take care of that. Ain't no thing. He's what, like 25? No problem. That's easy work for him. Lombardi. Joe Lombardi in his press conference talked about the right tackle situation. And he has high hopes for whatever comes out of there. And that just made me feel a little bit better about what he, the way he described it, and saying that it's a position where you can really have strong improvement from year to year once you know the system and you have help with your technique. So like we were talking about it before the show, I feel a lot better. I'm going to choose to be an optimist, and Pipkin's Pro Bowl season right here.
I'm with you, Tony. Pipkin's Pro Bowl season. Here it is. Pipkins, Trey. I know you tune into the show. You watch the show every single week. Trey. Right. If you make the Pro Bowl this year, I will be buying your jersey, brother. Come on. Come on. Make the Pro Bowl.
Jersey sales going through the roof. All right. Magic 8 ball. I got the Magic 8 ball right here. And it says, signs point to yes. for Pipkins Pro Bowl season.
Trey Pipkins to the Pro Bowl. You heard it here first on Nuts and Bolts.
The 8 Ball never lies. Never lies, my friend.
If there wasn't a reason to subscribe, it was now just put into your head that you should subscribe to the channel because Trey Pipkins, Pro Bowl. We just made it happen. So I hope we get Filer to right tackle. People in the chat as we're doing this, Tony, are like, we should probably get someone else to play right tackle.
I get it. Phone is like, yeah, he's on the same thing.
Here's the thing about the right tackle position. I think it's something that they also could play throughout, let someone battle it out throughout OTAs, throughout camp, throughout everything. Let someone battle it out. Pick a guy that you think is going to be the best person for the right tackle spot. And if they completely fail, move Filer over. I feel like you could have that as an emergency option in week 3 if things are just going atrocious on that part of the line. We can deal with putting someone that's a little bit backup quality in between Slater and Lindsley, I feel like, at guard if we need to move Filer out there.
Yeah, I think that is kind of the plan. And also just like when they talked about it, they said one of the great things is that you can, have the back help on that side and you can have a tight end. You can help at tackle. You can't really help inside with the guard as much, right? You could still do that. But with Zion over there, what I would really like to see is the best run blocker wins that job. So at least there's a little bit of a threat where it's like, hey, we're going to run behind Zion. We're running an old school 32 power on this. On two, ready. There it is. And we just, boom, ran the ball down their throat on the left or the right-hand side. It's like, which way do you want it? I got lightning and I got thunder. Huh? You want to dance? Knocking folks out.
Yes, they are. Stanky G 55. I like it. Stanky G.
Yep, he subscribed recently. I saw that. Thank you, Stanky G. LAOG sending people over here in herds, which is a great thing. Last thing I want to talk about from OTAs before we get into the Chargers trivia and we have some fun with that is that Mike Dubb, he just seems so happy in his OTA little press conference that he had. And one of the questions they said, hey, did you see all these other players signing for big money? And he was just like, I don't count anybody else's bread. I got mine and I'm going to stay in my own pocket and my own bank account. And I am happy to be a Charger, which is also like, we're happy that he got signed before Christian Kirk and Tyreek Hill and Devontae Adams, obviously, because that would have cost more money. But I just like that mindset. That says to me, I'm focused on what's here. I got money. I got the situation, team, and Mike clearly the number one, right? Like, I think that's the step that we need to see this year. We saw him, the route tree, a little bit more last year, like a lot more slants, not just everything vertical. Like, we saw him doing more stuff, having some option routes. We hang on to that football. Boom, let's get it going.
Hey, I know the media team needs to try and get some spicy answers out of the players, but come on, talk about fishing. Talk about fishing. Phone. Doesn't trust Murray.
Doesn't trust Murray. Grand Rapids' own Tony Tucker, looking good, champ. Who is this? I'm not from Grand Rapids. I'm not from Grand Rapids, but I played a lot of hockey there. Played a lot of played soccer. Played all sorts of sports in Grand Rapids. The name is not ringing a bell.
Someone found you.
Benny Levine. Maybe they're talking about the former heavyweight champ Tony Tucker.
Maybe. Did he spend some time in Grand Rapids also?
We are different human beings. This dude took some smacks for some big, giant, scary individuals. All right, Mike, are you ready?
I am ready for my trivia.
You are ready for trivia.
Everyone in the Nuts and Bolts Instagram chat, we have a trivia game to play here. And
everybody in this chat, which is firing, I love it. Get in here. Feel free to answer these questions. Yeah, the dude. Yes, you're right, Benny. The dude would be like 60. He is 60. I think he went 10 rounds with Mike Tyson when Mike Tyson was scary as get out. All right, Benny, subscribe. Keep talking sports with us here. All right, Mike, I was gonna put some music on. I forgot. But okay. We'll get into it. It's all good. All right. First question in Chargers trivia. Herbert won a regional title for what arm talent? Was it A, arm wrestling, B, axe throwing, C, softball toss? What are you thinking? What do you think?
is there a like bonus answer at the end that's like hidden right now where it's like he won all? Because everything that I've seen Herbert do has been gold. And it feels like everything that he does do, he wins.
Yeah. I could have put a D, all of the above. I did not do that on any of these. I was going to put ridiculous answers at the end of all of them, right? D had to register his hands as weapons in the state of Oregon because he is a killer.
State
D.
championship in gymnastics, D.
Yeah.
LAOG is saying C. I was thinking C immediately when I saw this, but that just seems too obvious. Softball toss, you just run up to the line and you throw that thing as far as you can. A guy that can throw football 70 yards can throw a baseball 100 yards or softball 100 yards. So I'm going to eliminate softball toss because I think that's too obvious. And I have no idea what it is. Axe throwing?
He is in Oregon. I'm just throwing that out there. I'm not trying to lead you astray. I'm just saying he's from a wooded area.
Axe throwing is a place where, or Oregon is a place where axe throwing would be a thing. And then arm wrestling. I feel like arm wrestling he'd win at because he's a strong dude, but where is he competing in regional arm wrestling matches? I'm going with my final answer, and I'm agreeing with Benny. I'm going to say B, Tony.
And the answer is Herbert won a regional title for softball toss. You talked yourself out of it, Mike.
Okay, I won't do that again. I should have went with the obvious one. Someone in the chat said B also over here. Loki, come sub on YouTube, Loki. But damn.
LAOG 1-for-1 right there. He's like, I have no idea. He went with and he was correct. The other thing that I read about this was he was like 11 years old, and it was the first time that he was away from his family, right? He traveled, he won a regional tournament and went to like the East Coast somewhere and competed in a softball tournament. There was also another one where he hit a home run in like a Little League World Series, like a Babe Ruth World Series game. I was like,
oh my God.
Moving on. Azul Blue, welcome. Bolt up, my friend. On to Joey Bosa. Name the cousin of Joey Bosa currently playing in the NFL. Is it A, Jake Kumaro, B, Britton Cavoy, C, Braxton Berrios?
Okay, so last time I feel like I knew the answer and I talked myself out of it. So that's way, way, way too obvious. Now this time, I'm going to do that again. I think that you're trying to throw me off, Tony. So I'm going to go with the smallest body on this list. Let's see. C from Benny. Benny, do you actually know the answer? Azul, Chargers, bolts up. Which one of these players is actually a cousin of Joey Bosa? Because I have no idea on this one either. This seems like a fun fact that I would have known.
Yeah. We need some more answers in here. LAOG is going with A. Benny is going with C. Have you heard of any of these players before?
I've heard of Braxton Berrios and Jake Kumaro. I've not heard of Britton Covey.
Okay.
Where does Braxton Berrios even play these days?
I believe he's still a Jet. He's like Jets wide receiver 5.
Jesus, Braxton Berrios. I'm going with Braxton Berrios.
He is going with Braxton Berrios. And the cousin of Joey Bosa is A. Andre, welcome in. Getting it right.
Andre hits it on the first try.
Also, you have LAOG going 2 for 2. Now, we don't have any prizes, but if we did, I mean, you can't get any better than being the original gangster of Bolts Nation anyways. Like, there's nothing we could give them. Look at this. Celebrate. I'm breaking out the falsetto a lot in this episode. I'm loving it. Yeah, so Jake Kumaro is on the Bills practice squad or fighting for a roster spot. Jake Kumaro is the cousin. His father or grandfather also played. There's been like 6 members of the family that have been in the NFL. It was like the dad played a couple years, the grandfather, the uncle, the cousin. I was like, man, whatever that family is doing and eating and whatever, they know how to get to the league.
I know, right? It's kind of expected at this point. Born like future NFL player, stamp them right there on the table.
Yeah, could you imagine if Nick and Joey, they have kids, or Jake has a kid, and they're like, well, you just go to school and do okay because you're going to the league. You're going to the league.
C's get degrees, kids. All right, next question.
Time for some Slayer trivia here. While at the University of Cal, Allen did the following. A, threw a touchdown pass to D-Jax, Deshaun Jackson. B, caught a TD from his big brother. Or C, lost a 40-yard dash to the wide receivers coach.
Oh, my goodness. I don't think he threw a TD pass to D-Jax. I would know if they played on the same team and were throwing touchdown passes to each other. B, caught a TD from Big Bro. This could be a thing. I do not remember who the quarterback was of Cal when Keenan Allen was there. I know Aaron Rodgers played at Cal, but it was long before Keenan Allen played at Cal. Lost a 40-yard dash to a wide receivers coach. I think it might be that one because my defensive backs coach in high school was a defensive back that was trying to get into the NFL, but he also was a really good coach and got hired straight out of college. And this guy was still a D1 athlete who was like 26 or something coaching these kids. So I think that a D1 athlete, maybe 29, 32 at Cal, might run a fast 40 time still. That's what I'm thinking. And also, if you're a wide receiver coach, it means you used to be a wide receiver. And on top of it all, Keenan Allen wasn't the fastest wide receiver, especially coming out of college. He's definitely gotten faster. I'm going with C.
C.
But what do you guys think in the chat? Is this for this answer? I think so. It was a minute ago. C from LAOG. I'm on the right guy's side. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, he is 2 for 2. Benny brings up a good point right here, where he says that D-Jax was in his 5th NFL season when Allen was a freshman in college. And he's right. I threw that on there as hopefully as a little bit of a trick for you, maybe not quite remembering if they overlapped at all. I did take some heat for not correcting you about Derwin James and Eric Weddle playing together. Which
they didn't play together?
They did not. They were ships passing in the night, apparently. But we have 2 votes for C plus Mike's vote for C.
B, though. I don't think so. I would know.
The correct answer is B. He caught multiple touchdown passes from his half brother, Zach Maynard. Let me make sure I get his name right. They hold the record for the longest touchdown completion of 90 yards at the University of Cal. Wow. Think about that. Aaron Rodgers played there, but Keenan Allen and his half brother hold that combo. He went there. This is another thing. Did you know that he was a safety that was like recruited by Alabama, but wanted to switch to receiver and play with his brother? And so Cal was like, hey, come on over, baby.
He was like a 4 or 5 star too at safety. Like he's probably going to the NFL at safety for Keenan. It's a bold move too when your skill set isn't like you aren't a speed demon to switch to receiver when you go to college. That is a bold move by Keenan. Worked out clearly. $20 million a year guy now, but damn, we missed one. LAOG missed one. I'm 0 for 3 on these.
I thought that the 41 might get some people in there because everybody's always talking about how slow he is. But when you got the quick twitch and you can get open on anybody, you win the most routes every year in the NFL.
Well, if I had a slow old coach in high school, then I probably would have not even thought about it. I would have been like, no way, lose to a coach. But I had this freaking monster of a man who just left Georgia like 2 years before that.
I love it. I'm glad that it worked. This one is we got another fun one right here.
Khalil
Mack.
Oh my goodness.
Are 2 of Mac's favorite musical artists? Is it A, Tim McGraw and Hanson, B, Eminem and Lil Wayne, C, Moby and John Mayer?
I gotta get one of these right. It's not Tim McGraw. If you're gonna be someone who listens to country, your favorite artist is Toby Keith. There is no one else. It's Tim McGraw is off the list because Toby Keith would have been there instead. So it's not it. B is the answer I'm leaning towards. Eminem, Lil Wayne, 2 legends in the rap industry. I'm thinking about Khalil Mack's age a little bit. He's 31. Makes sense. You know what I mean? In between me and my dad, pretty much. C, Moby and John Mayer. I don't listen to either of those people's music, so why would Khalil Mack? I don't know. What do you guys think in the chat? We got
your body is a wonderland?
No. I mean, I don't listen to music in the first place, Tony. You know how I am. I'm like this
I know.
weird, not like social media influencer that doesn't consume any media.
I will, for everybody out there, it's my goal to get Mike to watch more movies.
Benny's here. I'm gonna watch Jurassic Park. I'll tell you that.
Benny is saying B.
LAOG said C though. He knows his stuff when it comes to these trivia questions.
Hitting the.
Don't tell me it's A, because if it's A, then me and Mac are gonna have to have a conversation about this Tim McGraw thing.
All right, what's your final answer?
I'm going B. I'm going B.
TikTok giving you help.
I'm going B. There's no one here on TikTok, on the Instagram. No one's saying anything here. A lot of people. Okay. No one said anything.
So you went with B, and I will tell you this much: he did not lose himself in the moment. All right, it was not Eminem. It's not Lil Wayne. It's A. It's Tim McGraw and Hanson. Now, here's how he taught himself to play guitar his freshman year. And here's how I know that me and Khalil Mack could hang out. Because I jam out with both of these two artists. Tim McGraw is I grew up on country music. I grew up in Michigan. I grew up with Garth Brooks and Alan Jackson and I know so many country songs. My wife is always like, how do you know this? Because I know Neon Moon for Brooks and Dunn because I've been listening to it since I was 5 years old. Tim McGraw, Don't Take the Girl, one of the saddest, beautiful country songs you could ever listen to. And Hanson, people, bop, dooba ba doo, wop, dooba ba doo. Hanson, that song rocks. Bop, play it right now. You'll love it.
I mean, I just can't see Khalil Mack. Like, he's in there. Everyone else is like getting pumped. Joey's listening to Silence to get hyped for the game. Keenan Allen's dancing. Everyone's freaking out. And Khalil Mack's there with his Beats headphones on, and in his ear, all you hear is, "Don't take the girl."
Johnny's daddy was taking him.
Oh yeah.
He was 8 years old. Yeah. I've cried listening to that song, and I don't know if I should be admitting that, but it's a very sad song. Very sad song.
I think Tim McGraw's one of the GOATs, but if you go country music, you got to go Toby Keith. He does everything. He does funny songs. He does inspirational songs. He does American songs. He does everything, Tony.
Toby Keith, not even in my top 10 for country. Travis Tritt, Randy Travis, he doesn't even
Next question.
Final question right here. And this is one I think you might be able to get. Which current NFL coach was Telesco's college teammate? A, Sean McDermott of the Buffalo Bills. B, Josh McDaniels of the Las Vegas. Or C, Kyle Shanahan of the San Francisco 49ers.
I don't know the answer again. And I don't want to get swept. So I'm going to try and connect the dots here. Everyone help me out in both chats, please.
That's funny, Barry.
I cannot get all 5 wrong here. But this is a fun fact I also should know probably. And a lot of these fun facts are going to be turned into TikTok videos. Don't you worry, Tony Tucker. Especially that Keenan Allen one that they hold a record or something there. I'm going to bring that up to roast the Packers fans. But I'm going to take Josh McDaniels off the list because I feel like Josh McDaniels has been coaching with the Patriots since I've been alive. And he still looks pretty young. Like he doesn't look like Bill Belichick yet, but he's morphing into him here pretty soon, I'm sure. Kyle Shanahan, I feel like I would have heard about that. That's a big name for Telesco to have played next to. Like this would have come up in something, especially the Deebo Samuel trade rumors. This little connection would have been brought up. So I'm thinking A, Sean McDermott.
Do you want to check any of the chats?
LAOG is already saying Josh McDaniels right away. Again, it's another thing that I feel like would have been brought up in some weird thing. As much surfing as I do about the Chargers, when they hired him to the Raiders, like former college teammates going against each other this year, twice a year for the division. No, A from Benny. No, for a fact that they went to the same school.
Oh, he's in a dilemma. LAOG is 2 for 4, but he's gotten 2 incorrect in a row. But
Staley is way too young. Staley's not even in the conversation for this with Josh McDaniels as teammates. But I'm sticking with A. What position does Sean McDermott's small ass play? Like corner or slot receiver? I don't even know. Every time I see him next to any Bills players, he looks like a midget. He looks small. I'm going with A. That's my final answer.
He's going with A, and the clean sweep of 0 for 5. The answer is B, Josh McDaniels. They both played for John Carroll University. Tom Telesco was a wide receiver. Josh McDaniels also played wide receiver. And basically, if you wanted to be a future GM or coach, you went to John Carroll at the same time as these guys because Nick Caceres, Dave Ziegler, Polian was there. I think they all knew Polian, who's like the GM or whatever for the Colts. They all got through jobs. Like after McDaniels left John Carroll, he went on the staff, I think, in New England. And a lot of these guys ended up getting jobs not that far after. But the correct answer is B, Josh McDaniels. They played football. I think it was 3 years. I read 2 or 3 years together at John Carroll. And Telesco played wideout.
That's pretty cool.
Maybe that's why he does well drafting wide receivers.
I kind of want to see a depth chart. Who was the starter? This is a good roast for my Raider counterparts. If Tom Telesco started over Josh McDaniels at wide receiver, a position that is probably the strongest on the Raiders right now.
I should have looked up to see, because I know Staley coached. I think maybe it may have been at John Carroll. So maybe that being his alma mater, there was some inside knowledge of like, hey, I know this is a Division 8 school, but
also, who was the coach that coached this entire team of players that turned into NFL coaches? Was the coach Vince Lombardi or something? I mean, like, who was the coach?
It wasn't Vince. It was his less popular brother, Dominic Lombardi.
I thought you were going to say Don Shula. I was like, of course. Not Vince. Yeah. Just the next goat after that.
It was a forgotten brother. It was Bob Shula or, like somebody else. But that was it. Thanks everybody for playing along. LAOG went 3 for 5. Clearly knows his Chargers trivia. We appreciate you guys just being a part of the show and having fun and getting pumped up for the upcoming season. I can't wait. 100 more days and we're watching Chargers football.
Some blues gonna be smacking some gray in 100 more days. I'm pumped for it.
Acting. Oh
man. Well, that's a wrap for this week's show. We'll see you guys next Friday night. Tony, any last remarks?
Yeah, I will not be here next Friday. I'm going to be on vacation. So you can do a show or we can take the week off. It's up to you.
We'll decide that later, but I'll probably maybe we'll do another fan sesh or something when Tony's absent. I don't know. We'll figure it out. All right. Talk to you guys next week, hopefully. If not, in 2 weeks. Pretty excited for the season. Trey Pipkins.
Let's party.
Pro Bowl, baby. Let's go.
San Diego Chargers are fortunate to have Lance Allworth.
On blue, ready?